Hey, welcome to another episode of Getting Random with Z Singleton. Today I have with me Dime Piece Diana. Yes. Y'all, she is a hoot hoot. Like literally, y'all, she actually says hoo ha like I do. And if y'all don't know what hoo ha is, then you don't need to know because, yeah, it's not that.
No.
Okay, anyway. So, Dime Piece Diana.
Yes, ma'am.
Has anybody ever sung the song to you?
Dirty Diana. That has been my anthem since probably the 5th grade.
Oh, that's a long time. But
Very
you know
long.
what? So Michael Jackson, there's a video with Michael Jackson and Princess Diana, and she actually wants him to sing Dirty Diana.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes. And I was like, that's pretty dope. Like, she was a cool person. That's probably why they wanted her to be shut down.
Probably.
And I'm not gonna go there because I do not want to be attacked or followed by any British London.
Any British people.
Yeah, I'm good.
Conspiracy theorists.
Yes. No, we're not going there today. But that was all I had to say on that note. So, a question I feel like I haven't asked since the new season started is, who are you?
Oh my goodness, who am I? I am Diana.
But I mean, like, so I know where we're going with this conversation. Let's go with this. So when we just met, and so the conversation kind of led to like, hey, I was an accountant, right?
Yes, I've worked in accounting my whole life, basically. Growing up, that's what I just started with accounting.
Right. And you know what? And I always find people who love numbers so different. Like, I feel like you guys are so logical and just really fun. Definitely fun. I don't know. People know
that little tidbit that nobody gets to see.
That nobody gets to
they're
see.
Serious.
Yes, always. You guys are serious and just very square. And I'm like, no, people who do numbers are fun and they like to have fun. And if you like want to go how far you want to go, they go with you.
Right.
You want to limbo, they gonna limbo.
And I think that has to do with also the Capricorn in me. Like, I'm kind of like serious.
You're a Capricorn?
I am a Capricorn.
I'm December 22nd.
I'm the 23rd.
What? That's what it is. That is what it is.
Right there. Right on that cusp. The Sagittarius and Capricorn cusp. Like, you get
we are right there. That is too funny. And you know what? My mom's birthday is December 23rd too.
Oh, happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday to her too. Yes. So you were also telling me in the about the fact that you worked in a DA office.
I did work at the district attorney's office for a little good time until they didn't want me there anymore. But other than that, it was fun and very interesting to find out how much what people put up with, what the district attorney puts up with, what they want to prosecute, what they don't want to prosecute.
Right. And were there like any scandals?
Yeah, there was murder, there was child molestation. I know that was not my favorite at all.
And they worked on like getting them off or prosecuting
them. Okay. So they wanted to make sure that they prosecuted these people, to make sure that they weren't going back on the streets or whatever. But but for the most part, that's what
Were they like important people?
No. They were just your average Joe people that would either murder or molest people or beat their wives or whatever.
Right.
It was crazy. I think there was only one time that there was somebody that was not famous, but like was a police officer, and also that was being prosecuted for it. But other than that, like, it wasn't.
But still,
it was kind of weird. Yeah. It was kind of strange how they let certain people let them get away with things, and certain people they didn't.
Right.
So I guess it just depended on who you know.
Right.
So,
yeah. See,
it was
that's what
weird.
I think that's where I was going, like in the sense of, are we letting people off, or are we really trying to prosecute the guilty?
I think they try to
and make sure that things really happen, because
they try to get people that they knew, like I said, like they let them get away with it. Like, it was like, oh, okay, well, Shouldn't they get the same thing as everybody else, like the full extent of a prosecution?
Hmm.
But
Something that we all
it's all
as regular
money
people,
and power,
yeah,
money and power, money and power.
money talks, bullshit walks,
That's
and that is
absolutely, absolutely, yes,
and that's
absolutely,
is it, and it's a proven fact every time
yes.
you watch the news. That's why it's hard for me to watch the news
I don't watch the
sometimes.
news anymore.
You know
I
what?
can't.
I can't either, but I'm trying my best to watch it a little bit because I need to stay up on current events and
Correct.
everything. But
But isn't
it's
that what
just
Instagram is for? Just kidding.
hey, low key.
Right? You find
Facebook,
right,
Instagram,
right.
TikTok, yeah, all your
Oh, you all your
thirsts.
information
Yes,
from right
yes.
there in 1 minute.
Instant, and
Absolutely.
Google. If you just go on Google to find something else, of course you got the Google News. So
Absolutely.
it's look at I'm promoting everybody right now.
Everybody.
Can you pay me? No, I'm just playing. So anyway, okay, so you guys parted ways.
Yes.
And then what did you do after that?
I stayed home for a bit, for a good amount of time. I stayed home, and then I needed to figure out how am I going to make money? I can't just live off the government, which would have been nice,
right?
To live off the government. But I decided to start an OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Told y'all I was going somewhere with this, but it was gonna have to come. It wasn't. I was just gonna put it out.
Get it out there.
No, you gotta
you gotta
suspense.
Give me
da da da.
Really? Fish for it a little bit.
Yes, yeah, that's so. Okay, you started the OnlyFans page,
I did.
And so what's so funny is that I always realize, like, my friends and I, we all, and everybody makes jokes and say, man, money's hard. I need to start OnlyFans page.
Mm-hmm.
And then you finally actually meet someone who does and says, no, for real, money is hard. Let's stop playing.
Yeah.
I got to do what I got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I could ask you what made you do, but you already said it. I needed the money.
Yeah.
So, with that experience, how's it been?
Hit and miss. Like, sometimes, like, there's good months and there's bad months. Just like any business. Like, you have to constantly promote your business, yourself, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to constantly do. I try to promote on my Instagram page or on X, which is former Twitter.
Oh, okay.
So I try to promote there. Mm-hmm. And I have very, 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 some very loyal followers
mm-hmm.
that follow me from Instagram, and then some from Twitter that I've actually never, or X, that I never really met before, but I have these really loyal people that are constantly helping me and promoting me, or just encouraging me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool, but
But you have a very personable personality. So
I try to stay as, that was one thing when I started on my Instagram page, and that was one thing I've been, like, I told myself, I'm not going to lose myself. I'm not going to, I'm not going to become some other person. I'm going to be, I'm going to stick to what my morals and my rules, whatever I have, how I want to be. I'm not going to be some different person. And I could have been a different person. I could have totally been this, made up personality this fantasy that
people want. Yes. Uh-huh.
And they do, and they have their own fantasy about me. But at the same time, like, when you talk to me like who I am. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't make it, I don't make it, I don't know. I don't make it weird. You know what I mean? I'm down to earth.
You have to be yourself. And
Correct.
I think that's the biggest thing that I definitely promote for people,
Correct.
Including myself, is that no matter what it is, be yourself.
Correct.
Don't be a representative, because it's about being a person, a human.
Mm-hmm.
And that if they don't like you,
tough titty, said the kitty.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. That means that they weren't meant to be in your circle,
Correct.
be in the visual of you.
Correct.
And that's okay.
Correct.
Because there's way too many people in this world.
Absolutely. So there's way too many people that are gonna actually like what you do. And
exactly.
This is where,
or what you say.
I'm not compromising who I am and what I stand for just for you.
Right.
I'm staying true to me, what I want to be. And this is where I've always, from the get, I've always said I'm going to stay sexy and classy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to I'm not going to be raunchy. I'm not going to be, you know, and that's to each their own.
Right.
If that's what you want to do,
Mhm.
like if that's what you feel like is going to get you your money, get your money the way you need to.
Mhm.
But this is me. This is how I feel like I want to be. I'm going to stay in my own little
lane.
correct.
Right. So I know with OnlyFans page, even though I honestly I haven't been on one, I just always hear the stories
Correct.
and everything. So do you? I know. So I've seen your IG page, and it's very sexy and classy and everything. Do you feel that you push the limit a little bit more in your OnlyFans page?
I have, just because I feel like, okay, well, they're paying for something, and if I kept it the same as my IG, then obviously they could just stay on my IG. So I pushed a little bit more. I show a little bit more, but I still stick to my in my lane. I still stay in my lane. I still stick to my morals, what I want to do. If I want to, obviously, if I want to show more, I will. But if I don't, then I don't, because guess what? It's my page, not what you want me to show, not what you want me to do. People ask me, oh, and OnlyFans is known for, you know, nudity or sexuality, porn type stuff, and that's just not me. I don't know. It's never really. Yes, I'm a sexual person. Yes, I do. I like certain things. I do certain things, but at the same time, it's at my time, not at your time.
Exactly. So. I get you. I understand. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is when you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror, are you okay with you?
That's exactly what. Yes. Am I okay with me? Do I like what I've done? Do I do I feel comfortable with what I've done? At the end, like you said, at the end of the day, it's how I feel about myself.
Right. Exactly. So let's go ahead and lead right into it. We're talking about body positivity.
Yes, absolutely.
So, like, I've seen your pictures, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could go there.
You can, absolutely.
You know what? There are things. So I do like take videos because I love clothes, and so I do videos. But I think the furthest I've gone recently is I have a picture on IG and TikTok and maybe Facebook too, where it's like a sheer top but I still have a brassiere on and everything, and it's like that's the closest I'm like
to showing anything.
Yes. And it's like, okay, I felt good. Like I didn't question it. I was like, okay, this is it. Now put me in lingerie, bikini. I probably don't have that.
But that's the exact feeling I had when I would put lingerie on. I'm like, I feel good. Like I am. Well, when I started this, has been now year 4. So I was 40, 41, 42 years old. So I'm 46 now.
Okay.
So when I was like, I feel good about this. Like I actually look good and I feel good. Like,
right.
And I'm 100% sure that there are women out there that feel the exact same way.
I want to feel the same way.
You should feel the same way.
Right. So this is where I give the new generations is that they really are like, no matter what I look like,
I'm putting it out there.
I feel good about me, and I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
Now there are still those trolls out there
absolutely
that want to be like, why you got that off? You should cover that up. You should do this. And it's like, you know what? Just be happy with yourself and push on.
Correct.
If you don't have nothing nice to say,
don't say anything
at all.
Yeah.
But of course, everybody thinks their words are important.
They think they're, yes.
And when sometimes they're really not. Like, okay, just keep that to yourself. And that's what I'm big on. If I don't like something,
I'm just gonna move on with my life.
If it's not affecting me or I don't see it's harming somebody, I will go whoop. Or sometimes I will make a positive comment. Like when they're like, oh, that's what it. Well, it is beautiful that you are willing to do that.
Correct.
How many people? Just be positive. Correct. We got so much negativity going out, and and the things that we should be like, shame on you. Don't do that. We don't. We actually clap for it. And I'm like, what's wrong with us? Yeah. What's happening to this?
Just because we don't fit in this little bubble or bottle or stereotype of what the world thinks that all women should look like doesn't mean that a person that's bigger or has scars or stretch marks
Right.
or cellulite.
But
It should.
that's reality
It's so
because at the
sad.
end of the day,
It's so
like you
sad.
have a baby, you're gonna have stretch marks.
Correct.
There's gonna be something there. And you
Something.
shouldn't be embarrassed of it. And yes, you could sit there and pay thousands of dollars to get it fixed or straightened out or whatever. But
Make yourself feel better if that's what you feel.
yeah, if
But
you feel
yeah,
that way, if you want to do that, that's fine. But don't shame the ones who are willing to accept, hey, this is who I am.
this is me.
So I have to ask you, where do you feel like at any point in your life there was like self-esteem concerns, and
I
when did it
mean,
flip?
growing up, I'm Latina,
Mm-hmm.
so growing up, like it was always, you had to, oh, don't eat that, don't eat tortillas, don't eat the frijoles, don't
Mm.
eat that, or look, oh, look at mira la gordita, something like that. Like people would look, would say stuff or look at you and oh, honey, mira, mija, you look like you've gained weight after seeing you like the next year, like.
How many cultures go?
Right, I guess it's not just Latinos, right? It's just it's everybody.
It's
like
every culture.
Like, baby, what are you doing to yourself?
Yeah,
¿Qué te estás haciendo?
Are
Like,
you prego?
yeah, like you're like, no, I just had a taco. Like,
Right,
I have a food
right.
baby going on. Whatever. Like growing up that way,
Mhm.
you feel like you have to fit a certain standard. You have to be like the telenovela ladies. Like they're
Mhm,
perfect and they're
mhm.
beautiful and they're this and they're done and whatever. And not
Right.
knowing that what they've done, what they've struggled with to
Right.
look that
And to stay that way.
to stay that way. So I mean, being that way, I've always I always did sports, so I was never like a bigger person.
Mhm.
It was until after years or whatever, children, whatnot.
Mhm.
I got this body, more like, or I just enjoyed myself. I indulged. I didn't care. I really didn't. It didn't really matter. Like I was living my life.
Right.
Like it didn't matter.
Mhm.
That I was like, well, this is me. This is who I am.
Right.
So,
Did you ever feel a point where you were like uncomfortable? There was like negative thoughts and everything.
yeah, I think everybody reaches that. Like everybody has that. Like okay, I've indulged. I've overindulged.
Mhm.
I've had enough. This is not who I want to be. Not who I feel like I am. And
Mhm.
yeah, there's been times, and then I've done that yo-yo game where I lose weight and I gain weight. I lose
Yeah.
weight and I gain weight. And now,
Mhm.
right now, at this point, I I want to be healthy. I want to be, healthier for myself. I want to be, I want to feel good about myself.
Mhm.
And I've been going, like working out or watching my diet, and
Mhm.
it's not just for to look good in lingerie. It's to look good for myself.
Right.
That's what at the end of the day, that's what I feel like. It's whether you know it's me, it's for me, it's not for anybody else. It's
Right.
just absolutely for me.
What are ways that you celebrate your body?
Celebrate my body. Goodness. Either
That's
that,
an
like,
interesting
I'm like,
question.
I'm like, how do I?
I feel like I mean, it's gonna be whatever you answer, but I feel like the way you celebrate your body is by being open when you take pictures and stuff. Yeah, like I know I get it that it's for other reasons, but
It's for me.
it's for you, right?
It's for me. It's
So
for me. It's for putting this. It's for putting this. A Rihanna lingerie on.
Right.
That Rihanna's like absolutely made for. I'm sure she made it for herself, and she feels good about herself.
Mhm.
But I put it on, and I'm like, oh fuck, I can do it too. Like I
Right.
feel good about myself. Or
Right.
putting anybody else's lingerie on. Like
Mhm.
I absolutely feel good. Like I feel like a goddess in this lingerie or in whatever I put on. Whether
Right.
it's jeans and a t-shirt and a sweater. Like I feel good about myself.
Right, right. And the great thing about, since you brought up Rihanna, what I love about her is that she's very diverse. So you have all shapes and sizes of
Yes.
a woman,
Yes.
and it's crazy because I remember when she had her first baby, and like you just saw her thickness, and I was like, "Go girl!"
Like that was me. Like, oh my gosh, that's me. That can be me.
Yes,
That is me. Like
exactly.
you see people
and
and
she looks great and everything.
Absolutely.
She just,
owning it.
she owned it
Owning
all
it.
the way. And
Owning
and
it.
Sierra too. I'm just naming people that
Yeah.
I know. But I also who is someone else? Just our plus size models that exist.
Like Ashley Graham,
Yes,
like
Ashley
Tess
Graham.
Holiday.
Yes.
Those were the people that I would see, and I'm like, well, dang, if she can absolutely feel good about herself that
Right.
way, like, and putting herself out that way, like, why can't I?
Right, exactly. I think the only thing that I question though, when we get into like plus size models, is is it plus size? Because I feel like not everybody has the small waist, small stomach,
Correct. The
small
flat,
arms,
yeah,
the
no,
flat everything,
no,
and then all
yeah,
of a sudden you got these big hips, big booty, thick thighs, and is that reality?
it's normal. It's absolutely normal. Like, it's how many percentage of women are only where a 12, 14? That's
Mm-hmm.
normal size. That is a
Right,
normal size. Is it considered a plus size? Am I a plus size person?
right.
If you were to look at me, you'd like, well, that girl, she's kind of skinny. Or,
I would
like,
say like you're thick.
I'm
Yeah,
thick, but I'm
yeah,
like, or skinny, or whatever. You
yeah.
look at me, like, am I thinner? Like, if a bigger woman saw me, she's like, well, I want her body.
Right,
Like, or if I look at a skinnier person, do I want her body? Like, I
right.
don't,
Where's the lines?
where's the line? What is considered plus size? Like, is it a 500-pound woman? Or is it
That's plus size. Yes.
or is it a 150-pound woman? That's not 150 pounds is not
Is
very big.
no, because if I could
Absolute-
show you a picture of when I was 165 pounds, 160 pounds, you would be like, you were how? What size? Because I looked a lot smaller, and my head started to look bigger than
You're like a bobblehead.
Yeah, I was like a bobblehead. It just looked bad.
Yeah.
And so, like I was telling you, like there was a point where I actually almost hit 300 pounds. And I just wasn't like I tried to be comfortable, but then I found myself still wearing like, oh, let me wear these Spanx, let me do this, and it wasn't me. And it becomes a point where it is about your health.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get older, you want to make sure like, hey, am I healthy? Am I this? And I also think even being the size I am now, I'm not sharing, which I'm completely comfortable. Like I like this size. However, there are parts where I think where I talked about like, where's the negative things, and they still exist, where it's like, okay, well, my stomach is still big. Oh my gosh, I put on this outfit and I got this roll sticking out my back. Yeah, the little back fat. Where somebody could be like, oh, let me grab that. And let me punch you, because don't grab my fat. No, I wouldn't punch nobody.
But keep your hands
I'm
off
not
me,
violent.
buddy.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. Are the jiggly arms. So
Right.
there's stuff.
Like you're, hey, I'm
Right,
not,
right.
my hands aren't just waving, my arm is waving.
Right,
by
yeah,
you.
My whole body wants to make sure that you know that
You're
are.
goodbye. You're saying, I'm
you're
saying goodbye.
acknowledged.
I'm saying goodbye to you. Goodbye.
Yeah, so it just, I don't think that there's ever a time when you really can't. You have to make a choice. Let me put it. You have to make the choice to love you for whatever size you are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I feel like it could be 300 pounds. It could be 250. It could be 165. And if you're not happy within you and accepting and being able to say,
yeah,
excuse this, but I'm for real. Everybody that's making a judgment about what body image is, you're always going to be stuck doing things that you're not happy.
No. You're always gonna be. You're always gonna be chasing that. What is it called? What is the word I'm looking for? Like you're always chasing the acceptance. Like people are trying to always accept you. Like
and you're always gonna be asking people and wanting people to tell you what they think of you. Correct. And everything like that. And I mean, a lot of people say that when we put ourselves on IG, that's what we're looking for. By the likes, we're looking for the acceptance of ourselves. And to me, this is where, as I asked you the question, how do you celebrate your body? I personally think I celebrate it. I don't care how many likes. Sometimes I only get 21 likes, 9 likes, 0 likes.
Right? Like, okay, well, nobody likes this picture that I thought that I was like,
I liked it.
Right?
That's what matters. I
liked it. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like I felt, you don't know the feeling I had at that very moment when I took the picture or when I saw the picture.
Right.
You have no idea what my feelings were. And if I liked it,
that's all that matters.
all that matters.
Yeah. So what are I have to kind of ask you because I want to go back. I want to hear some stories that you got with just being on IG and just having, just having your having your sexy pictures, and then having now your
my OnlyFans,
your OnlyFans page. Yes,
it's like I said, I feel like I'm being me, and on Instagram, but at the end of the day, everybody always has that fantasy about you, like what they think you are or who you are, what they dream about you, like you know what I mean. So it's kind of weird, with my followers or seeing people like that, like what they like. I try to be as I am, actually, not try to be. I am as me as often as I can. I'm down to earth. I'm just me. I'm not anybody special. I'm not anybody, whatever. I'm not. I don't want to say I'm anybody's fantasy, but I guess I am at some point.
I think every woman is somebody's fantasy.
You're right. So like, okay,
no matter what.
Well, I'm not really like, I'm not okay. Well, they just think how you are, who you are, what you are. With that being said, like, I mean, with my OnlyFans, I don't know. I push the limit to me, to what I do on Instagram and versus what I do there. I try to be a little more me, I guess. A little more. I am a sexual person. I do like being sexy.
Right.
I do like,
You like the femininity.
I
and
do
everything.
like the femininity. Yes, I do like showing off my body more. Like, and on Instagram, unfortunately, I don't do so much because of the fact that I feel like I get shadow banned if I am too sexual, or because I'm in the middle. Like I'm a plus size person, but I'm not a plus size person.
Right.
But I feel like I get, shadow banned basically, like just because I am a bigger person. I'm not this little,
teeny tiny
person. Yeah. That people.
Which is nothing wrong with that, because
absolutely
if
not.
That's your body frame, then that's your body frame.
Unfortunately, this is my body frame, so then there's nothing I can do about it. Like I am me. Will I constantly? Do I want to struggle my whole life? My weight and watching what I'm eating, exercising, and constantly dieting? No, I don't. I want to indulge. I want to love. I want to live life just like everybody else. So being
There's
skinny,
just limits.
Exactly. Being skinny or being bigger, that doesn't matter. But like I'm trying to be more me on my OnlyFans, and trying to show people that I can be. I'm not just a little. I don't want to say prude, because I'm not. I'm not a prude, but people don't get to see that sexy side of me like that.
Right. So what stories do you have? I feel like we're not telling me.
I'm gonna what kind of stories?
So like people have fetishes that exist and stuff, and I have you ever had somebody that like kind of was like, oh, I have a fetish? Because I always said, like, if I did an OnlyFans page, I don't think I will, but it would be like feet. So
correct.
And my feet are okay, but I have like this whole dream, like, of what I could do.
What you could do with your little
with my little feet and
your
toes,
little toesies
and bubbles and stuff.
Right.
Anyway.
I mean, when it comes to my OnlyFans, like right now at this very moment, like people, like they're really honestly because I'm not showing off all my goods, so people want to see that. So they try to push that. That would be I don't know. It's not a fetish. They just want to see my tits and my ass and my hoo-ha, which I'm not showing. So sorry. So I mean that would be the only fetish I'm getting right now. People want to see, like, they just want to see me touching myself or whatever. But before I started my OnlyFans and my Instagram, like I think a year before I started my Instagram, I did have a foot fetish page, because I was like, oh, when a photographer friend was like, hey, we should start a foot fetish page, and so that was very interesting. Needless to say, I did. So yeah, that was
tickled by that.
So I mean, to each their own. Everybody has a fetish, and a foot fetish for whatever reason, people have. So.
People have it, yes.
People have it.
And
whether
so there's some people who can't stand feet.
correct, there's
like,
people that there's two extremes. Either you like them or you don't.
Or you
One of the
don't.
two,
You don't
like,
care.
or you don't care.
I'm that.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But yeah, there was there'd be people that would on my foot fetish page, people would ask, would send me random pictures, whether it would be like they were fighting their own demons, of whether they were, like I would get pictures of guys in chastity belts.
Sorry.
And he'd be like, "Hey, can I want to. I don't have the key to this chastity belt, and I'm getting a hard on." So that was.
I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
That's a real thing. Like
I believe it. I'm laughing hard because I'm sitting here actually picturing it. A chastity belt. And
I'm
like
thinking man in an iron mask, type thing. But it's a chastity belt.
Uh-huh.
And the guys, what do you have? They're like, oh, I put the key. Oh, either somebody else has the key to it or whatever, and your feet are doing this to me. And so then, they would, obviously, poor guy, like, you're getting turned on by my feet.
Right.
It's just my feet. Like,
right.
I wasn't doing anything. It was just posting pictures of my feet. I wasn't, like, jerking off with my feet or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But he would, he would, how do you get a...
Did he get out of the chastity
I
belt?
have no idea.
Oh,
I have no
okay,
idea if he ever got out of the chastity belt. But, like, can you imagine you have this freaking hard on, and
right?
It's all stuck to this,
and it's like stuck to metal or plastic.
Like
yeah.
No, it was metal.
Oh,
so it was absolutely metal. So how do you
wonder how much he paid for that?
I have no idea.
So
where do you find something like that?
Oh, I know where you. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Like, oh, okay, well, but I don't know.
I figured this
Amazon?
place like
Amazon. No,
does Amazon have it?
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
Now I'm gonna look that up. Fact check.
Yeah.
No.
Right. You're like, things to do. Amazon. Chastity belts. For myself, not for
No, yeah. So, okay.
But yeah, so that was one. Another one would be, these were the, like, it's very, like, to each their own, I guess. And there are people out there. There was another guy that would, he's like, hey, can I send you a picture of this girl that I have? And I'm like, sure. He's like, but it's her armpit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, send me a picture of her armpit. So he'd send me, like, either one titty out or both titties out, and her arm would be up, and it would be like of her armpit and her and her tits out. So I was like, okay, well, that's
what do you call those? What's another name for those? If we wanted to just be like her balloons.
Her balloons.
That sounds so weird.
It does. But there'd be something like, I mean, her. I don't know.
If you guys think of something,
let us know.
Yes, put it in the feedback, because I would
one.
love to know.
We need a good one.
Good name.
Titties is not. No,
titties is not.
That's
a good
taken by
name.
guys. It feels
Breast,
like
bosom. I'm sorry. How did I forget bosom?
Right, her bosoms.
Her bosoms. You got bosoms,
right?
Flower. Oh, that's down below.
That's the down. That's down below.
That's the hoo-ha.
Sorry.
Anyway, so go ahead.
But yeah, so he would go and it would. And because I'm trying to make money off these guys, I guess, whatever. I'm trying to engage these people. Like, okay, well, here, you're going to pay me if I'm listening to you, not knowing boundaries or whatever.
Right.
But anyways, I'm trying to get money off this guy. So I'm listening to his stories, or I'm listening to I'm looking at these pictures that he's sending me of armpits.
Right.
And I'm like, and it's this, random person, and
was
then
it like a perfect armpit though?
No, I mean hair, or like, I mean, I don't know what you consider a perfect armpit, because I looked at my armpit and I have my little shadow. It's not perfect, so is that not perfect?
I think so. Okay, so a long time ago, I would someone would say, you have the perfect armpit to another person that I know. And I looked. I was like, "Oh, what's a perfect armpit?" This person had like no shadow. It's just perfect skin,
like
soft,
no razor burn,
no nothing. It's just smooth, like they've never put deodorant,
like they're a baby underneath, like it's just a baby's
butt type thing happening. Yeah, so that's the perfect armpit.
Yeah, no, she did not have that. No.
Oh, that,
No,
mm.
but this continued with me, like, oh, trying to engage this person, trying to make, trying to make some money whatsoever from this person. And so he would every now and then, like, besides the armpit, he would ask, do you want to see a picture of this, this person I have, this friend or whatever. Because I never asked who this person was or whatever. And so anyway, so then one day he's like, can I show you a picture of this, this my friend that was, bent over, like, type thing, like, and it wasn't even like she was wearing a thong. It wasn't like she was naked. It wasn't
Right,
like, but you
right,
kind of see a little, like, they had the thong, like, pushed over just a smidge.
right.
You kind of see
It's
a little
crazy
bit,
what turns people on.
very crazy. And it was very disgusting when I ended up finding out. Like, I was like, I'm like, well, who is this person? Is this your wife or is this your girlfriend? And the person's like, no, it's my sister.
What is wrong with?
I don't know. I was like,
okay, no judgment.
my sister.
No judgment zone. This is supposed to be a no judgment zone, but that's going above and beyond.
I mean, if you're to each their own, I guess if their sister turns them on, if their sister allows them to bend over and show a picture of their ass and they're a little bit of the kitty showing, then
look at here. I'm about to have a therapist on next week so that we can talk about these these underlying fetishes or where we're going with it.
Why do I like my sister being naked?
Yeah, why do you want to show another woman? You know what? I'm so trying to be nice here. There are things that happen to people and we don't understand sometimes, and that's the politically correct way that I'm gonna
correct. Well, that's the reality. Unfortunately, we live in.
Yes, that there are many
people
things.
Continue.
Yes, and they don't get the help they need, or they do, but it just depending on the person, it's just the trauma never changes for them.
Correct.
So that's unfortunate. That's just really not. No, I'd be damned. You better not ever show me a picture of your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your grandma. I don't want to see none of you. I don't want to see nothing.
Any relative, do not
now
show me.
You want to show me you possibly, but we would have to probably be married or something close to it, because I don't want to see every dude's
correct. And there's
plant,
dudes,
eggplant.
Correct. But there's plenty of dudes that actually on my actual page, on this page, let's go back to current, this page, that there's people that actually get off on being belittled,
like that dominating thing.
Correct. There's people that actually like to be belittled. There's I do have a follower that would get off on me calling him little dick. Like, he would specifically, like, tell me, like, he has, like, he would send me pictures, and it'd be, like, literally this right here, and he'd be like, this is my dick hard. So, and he'd be like, can you please, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch crystals. But no. But yeah, that was the closest, the size that I could find, and he would, like, can you let me know? He goes, this is my dick hard, and I have to pay for sex, and no girl wants to fuck me because of my little dick, obviously. Aww. I mean, really, honestly, my pinky is probably just as big as his wiener. Like, I mean, so,
that's not. I'm sorry, it's not funny, because that is something that was out of their control.
That's his reality. That's his reality. Like,
So, but
there's people like that. But because because he is small, or he feels a certain way about himself, he wants to feel good about himself by me belittling him and telling him, like, you're worthless. And that's not me, unfortunately. I can't, I'm not that person. Like, I don't, and like, it took everything for me to be like, hey, little dick, hey, baby dick, hey, whatever. Like, I'm like, oh, what do I say to this person?
Right, especially because you're already trying to be body positive.
I know, how am I being positive for myself? My fat ass and, my stretch marks and my cellulite and my tits and whatever.
That's a part of their body, so
I can't do anything about my body. And how is he going to do anything about his little dick?
His dysfunction.
His baby dick.
I don't know if it's a dysfunction. I shouldn't call it dysfunction. But let's go here. We're about to... I have okay. I'm just like, okay, let's go ahead and go to the random
Okay.
because I know everybody's like, wait a minute, where is she going with this podcast right now? How we
We're all over the place.
Where's all random?
Right?
I said it. I never said it was gonna be normal.
I like it.
I love it. So, because the reality is that this is a world full of many people, many decisions, and nobody is better than the next person.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, even if we put God into it, He says we are all His children, right?
Absolutely.
And so we are going to make decisions that we make, and we like what we like, and that's where it goes. And
yeah, absolutely. This is what makes this world so beautiful, is that we all think differently. We all are different. Because if we're all the same, how plain and how boring would this world be?
I don't know, because you got to think about it. I had this conversation with somebody else, but I can't remember exactly how it went. But I will say this: if you think about it, a lot of the people who are the same, have the same qualities, seem to find each other and hang together.
You're right.
You don't really see opposite people really attract each other
or hanging out
out. They actually run the opposite way when they say, oh, that's not my person. They're not who I'm not nice, I'm a mean girl, or whatever it may be. They go the opposite way. So I think as much as we say it would be a boring world, no, we have more fun with the people who are just like us, who
are born right around the same whatever
same birthdays,
same signs, whatever. Yeah, you're right.
So,
but it's also nice to be like around people who make you think outside your box.
It gives us something to talk about.
Correct.
Yes, yeah. I do agree. And I have no clue if I shook this, so I'm going to close this back up. So this is the random jar. Okay. One day I plan to burn it into this because I love
the random jar.
The random jar.
Okay.
This is Uncle Buck.
Okay. Did he die in there?
I don't even have an Uncle Buck. It just is an ongoing joke in my head.
So let's pick
out of here. Pick one. Yes. Oh, I love the fact that you mix it up. I don't know how many people. I think they just go, "Oh, boop, she shook it, boop, and grab." You're like,
you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Okay, I feel like this one.
Okay, let's go. Let's see what you got.
Okay. Oh, what do you feel about a woman making the first move?
Yes.
Is this the one that you wanted me to answer?
No, that's not the one.
Damn it, let's pick that. A woman making the first move?
Yes.
Like, kind of like what we were talking about earlier.
What were we talking about earlier?
Like the this is not, you can mess around, but you can't kiss me.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh, yeah, and like,
I don't know. I think that was in a different
aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I like men, but I think women are very beautiful, very sexual, very sexy, very beautiful beings. Is it my cup of tea? Not really. Like, right. I do prefer men.
Right, but do you think, like, so would you feel that you can go and make the first move on a man?
Would I like that, or would I like a woman making the first move on me? Just kidding.
I mean,
but I feel like
I'm all like, I don't know what's happening here, but no. But like, do you have? I hope that's still going.
I hope so too.
But do you
about the woman making the?
You feel as being a woman? Do you think it's okay to make the first move on the man?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Right. I feel like, I mean, if I'm vibing with somebody and I feel like, oh, okay, well, I feel like there's an attraction, between us or whatever. Right. I mean, why? Why wouldn't I ask somebody, hey, do you want to go out with me? Right. Hey, I find you attractive. Right. I'm gonna kiss you, or hold your hand, or a touch, or whatever. It's just as long as I'm vibing with that person.
Right. Does it go well for you? Have you done it?
Have I made a first move on somebody? I want to say yes. I'm like, I might have it. I'm like, ooh, has it been recently? No. The first move, like, it's been the last time, like, somebody, like, I dated somebody or something, they made the first move on me. It wasn't like, but I mean, obviously they felt a vibe in order to make the first move on me.
Right, right.
But have I made the first vibe, first move on somebody with feeling that vibe? Yes, absolutely, I have.
How did it go?
Obviously, it was reciprocated. Like, I mean, they liked it. Like, I mean, I feel like, I mean, I think I'm a cool person. I think I'm down to earth. I'm easy to talk to. Like, I'm, like, I don't, people are sometimes I've heard people are intimidated by me. And why? Like, I think because
you have a whole IG page where you are very comfortable with yourself.
Even before
and
even
I hear Capricorns though can be felt like you're like they're dangerous. Capricorns, they go, oh, Capricorns are dangerous, but there's something about them that you just can't. You have an obsession over them. Like you're like, I want to leave.
I want to know.
I don't want to know. I want to know. Like you kind of, it's like an itch.
Yes.
And that you can't get rid of or scratch. No, it is an itch.
It's you want it? No.
It's an itch.
I want to itch. I want to scratch it.
Yes, there we go. That's so crazy that's a hard thing to really think about.
Like, do you scratch an itch or
do you scratch your itch? You're right. Anyway, so but the reason I asked you that is because anytime that I've ever made the first move,
they didn't like it.
It didn't work. It just was a bad ending.
Oh no!
So I've
maybe
learned
they weren't just
life,
the right guys.
I learned in life, like, if you want something to happen, if I want something to happen, it definitely has to. I'll let them, but I'll be chill. I'll be a friend. I'll be that lady that's like, hey, how you doing? I'll be myself.
Correct.
But if it doesn't happen,
it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen because I'm not gonna make the first move.
And I guess it would depend on the person. Like I said, it depends on the vibe. Like if I okay, if I feel like we're vibing, then okay, cool, I'll make the first move. But if I don't, I'm like, okay, well, you haven't really shown me that you like me or show me that you're
finding this intriguing.
Correct. Then I'm just gonna I don't want to say I want to shut down because I'm not gonna shut down. I'm still gonna be me, but I'm not gonna show too much interest in you like that. Like I'm gonna give you the same whatever energy you're giving me. I'm giving it to you.
Got it. Let's see. Do we have time for one more? Let's go. One more in this jar. I'm gonna reshake it up. I know you like to.
You mix it up and you. How about you pick it?
Oh,
you do the random for me. Do the random for me.
I don't really want to pick it. It's okay.
Fine.
I feel like I'm cheating if I pick it. So
then you're like, I know which one it is.
I know what's going on in this jar. Before. Even though it's so interesting is that I don't remember, but I remember.
Okay, I'm not gonna mix them up. I'm just gonna do what everybody else. I'm gonna pick it.
Just pick it. That's what's up. Let's see what you got.
Okay. Sex sales, sexual dressing, and what message does it bring? Okay.
I mean, I feel like we've been kind of talking
about this the whole time.
Already.
So should we do another one?
So maybe we should do another one. But I mean, if you could sum it up, what do you think? I think sex does sell.
I think absolutely because it
always will sell.
That's why guys want to see my whole hoo-ha and my tatas just hanging out.
Bosoms.
My bosoms. my twins. My over-the-shoulder boulder holder girls.
You know what is interesting to me, before we even shut that down, is that it's so crazy how like everybody's so shh about it. Because if you think about it, people look at things all the time.
Absolutely.
But however, the fact that we're even talking about it is going to make people go, ooh. I'm sorry, I don't have a clutching.
You're like,
clutch
the pearls,
the pearls. Yeah, it's gonna make people like, oh my gosh, is she really going here? But that's the thing about it. It's like sometimes you need to go there. You have to go there because why do you have to hide your sexuality?
Absolutely.
Because it also goes into like kind of just a few things that I've been watching where they, if you paid attention, a lot of like hip hop artists now are women are very sexual.
Absolutely.
So they're like the style that they have, the WAP and everything else is out there. They're doing what they do. And guess what? Those are the people that they're buying. Those are the people who are acknowledged. That's what's selling. So I'm like, just accept. I feel like people need to accept it. Accept your sexuality. Accept who you are. Accept the flow. Now, if you on some like where you were talking about like how the DAs molest and stuff.
Yeah, that's different. No, that's different. That's different.
And I'm sorry, there is judgment on that one.
Correct.
I'm sorry, that's not acceptable. there are too many women out there that look like little kids that you can go
Right.
get. But that's still because your mind is not right. So that's still wrong. Wrap it up time. And I look
Yay.
at, okay,
We've
so
had
I
too much
probably,
fun. That's why.
you know what? I probably get a little dinged for that comment, but I'm just
But that's
saying.
okay. But
But
it's
like
okay.
there are, I do not. That's something that let children be children. And I know again that people have history where things have happened to them in their
Correct.
lives, and that they either were able to work it out, figure it out, and then there are some who just kind of the mind just went there and it just
Correct.
goes there.
But
It's not, at the end of the day, it's not okay.
No, it's not.
Let babies be babies.
Correct.
Bottom line, they don't need to be grown before
They need to be.
Yeah, because I can remember my whole, there's things to it, but I still remember those positive childhood memories too.
Absolutely. Let them be kids.
Let them be kids. So with that said, knowing that, just, I think it could be a lot, doing IG, being on OnlyFans page, just really being you. What are ways that you do self-care for yourself?
I actually, it's kind of weird. I like to bake. I like to.
I like
to.
that.
I know it's self care. I mean, like I like to bake. I like to, I like to bake. I like to bake for my family. For them to spend family time. I go to the gym. That's what I just started recently. I started going to the gym. I feel good about myself. Like I'm feeling good. Like I let my aggression out. I'm doing Muay Thai, so that helps out. Like I'm punching and kicking things that probably pent up anger that I have.
Right.
Just decompressing or staying off my phone. And if I don't answer messages, don't talk to people, stuff like that. Like
right.
That's my self care is making time for me. That's my self care is making me time.
Right. So putting that like auto plane on or
autopilot. I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm right here. I'm me. I'm just, forget about the rest of the world.
Right.
I'm me. And it's fine whether I do it, whether I do it once a month, whether I do it once a week,
right,
or once a day. Like that doesn't matter. Like I have to do it for me and what is good for my mentality, my sanity.
Yes, your mental health and everything. And that's real.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much for
you.
coming with me,
with
Diana.
You. We're going for this.
We're
on this little journey.
But joining me here today.
Of course, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Where can people find you on IG or?
They can find me under Dimepiece Diana on IG, and they can also find me on Dimepiece Diana on my OnlyFans.
Okay, that's
if they wanted to.
Yeah, check her out. And I think it's awesome. At the end of the day, you are being in your 40s and just really saying, this is me. And sorry. That's what's
sorry,
important.
Not sorry.
Exactly. And that's what the new motto needs to. Well, it's probably been already.
It has been, but
yes,
still,
sorry,
but people need to realize this.
Sorry,
exactly.
Not sorry, but really reinforcing it and right. Not just being half-assed.
Yep.
Like, ladies, be you. Be you. And thank you for watching. Next Friday, 12 p.m., another episode. So until then, stay random and love on yourself and love somebody. All right.
Yay.
Thanks. Bye.